This is part 3, trigger warning. I went to school the next day. I got there like 30 minutes early because my dad took me and he had to go to work. I remember thinking like I felt totally normal, like totally fine. Then a guy who was one of my good friends, I was in band, we were all in band. His name was Scott. I got there and Scott was there and I was like, hey Scott, how are you? Hey, okay. Anyway, I sat next to Scott and he was just like, are you okay? Because I was a very bubbly, friends with everyone kind of person. And just someone asking me if I was okay, it sent me into hysterics and I just started sobbing into this poor trumpet player's arms. I don't even remember if I told him what happened or not, but he was very close to all of us, so I might have, I don't know. The rest of the day was fine. I don't remember anything else about this time. I just know that that was like one of the traumatic moments. So then we went to Thanksgiving break. I went to my family's house. We had Thanksgiving, blah, blah, blah. And then after Thanksgiving, we had to go back to school. My friend returned to school after Thanksgiving, obviously with terrible stitches and scars all up her arm. Now this is where I'm about to tell you something I don't really tell most people because it makes me sound crazy. So there was this girl in band, I'm not gonna say her name because it's not relevant, but she was like, I know that your friend tried to unalive herself. And she started telling people that. And I was like, no, she didn't. It was a four-wheeler accident, which is what we agreed to tell people, that she accidentally lost control of a four-wheeler over Thanksgiving break and ran into a barbed wire fence. And living in Arkansas, that's a pretty decent cover story for a 15-year-old. So I pulled this girl into a band practice room like a crazy person, and I pushed her up against a wall and I said, if you ever say anything else about my friend ever again, I will hurt you. Yeah, right, like I would do anything. But I did scare the bejesus out of this girl and she never said another word, so I'm very sorry for that. We're friends now, it's forgotten. I was in a trauma response. So anyway, that's some of the backstory. I'm gonna talk about myself now. So I remember writing, I was always a writer. I went to school for writing, not relevant, but relevant. I wrote a lot. I kept a diary, I kept a journal all the time, always. And I used to secretly write that I wish she would move away or whatever, because I couldn't figure out another way to be away from her. I started doing things just to make her happy. If I didn't have any other friends, if I hung out with someone else, she would tell me that I hurt her feelings and that she was gonna SH herself because of what I did that day. And what I need to super stress is that she was still my best friend. She was one of the kindest people in the entire world. Like, her heart was so full and so kind. She was just mentally ill and full of trauma, more than any child should have ever been. So then my friend started doing pageants, and it really, really helped her because her platform was childhood SA, and it helped her become confident. I'm out of time again.